you'll have it. Okay, so I'm starting to record now, which is probably just as good a place as any to start to record and share with you some of the key things that you need to know that you aren't really going to see in the study notes and understand that this is what you're seeing. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go to the whiteboard. So as you practice, there are these types of things that you need to do and remember. Things to remember for TOEFL. Okay, 1, pace you're speaking. Okay, what does pace you're speaking mean? What do you think it means? Anyone? Slow down and not try to say too much too soon. Okay, the examiner is not counting your words, but he's counting what you say. The words that you speak are not counted. It is what you say that is graded. Number 2 is try to think of 2 things or more, 2 or 3 things. You got to have 2 or 3 things. So Aisha, you had your school and you had another building, but I didn't know what the other building was, but you had 2 things. I'm going to talk about my school and the building. You just write down the building and your school. Just write that, school and the building. Try to think of 2 things. For Nabula, you write down.
Only 1.
Well, you only have 1, but you're going to have 2 things in your head. You're going to have the TV shows and the animals. Okay, that's what you're going to have in your mind. And for Sarah, you're going to have autism and your brother. Tell me about autism and tell me about your brother. And maybe you have to tell me how your life has improved. Try to think of 2 things to speak about. Okay, 3, think in sentences. Think in complete sentences. Think in complete sentences. And Shady, yours was about TV programs and how it has, I don't know if you had mentioned COVID-19, but why are people home? Just think of 2 things that you could use. Okay, number 4, find, you will have more than 2, but I'm going to say find 2 words that are 3 syllables or more. So Sarah could have said, my life was wonderful once my brother got a dog. Nabila, you could say fabulous TV shows or the National Geographic. You just want to make sure that the examiner knows that you're using high vocabulary words. Now, there are some 2-syllable words that are high vocabulary. There are 1-syllable words that are high vocabulary, but all 3-syllable words are high vocabulary. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Okay, and so
like a strategy or like it's to maximize our score. You mean that?
yeah, you want to be sure to maximize your score. So if you do poorly in some other area, at least you've used a high value word. Okay. I mean, there are other things that you need. There are other things that you need other than this. Okay. So I'm going to try and Control C. I did copy this. I am recording this, so it should be there. Let's see, Control V. And it's going to be here too. So I'm going to send you this dialogue that we're typing, so you'll have that as well. Now, are there any questions about what I just said? Those 4 things that I just said. So tonight and tomorrow, when you're doing your independent practice, I want you to make sure that you are using these strategies. I want to hear 2 things that you're talking about. I want you to think in complete sentences, and I want you to make sure that you're using at least 2 words that are 3 syllables, okay? Now, if you can do that, there are other things that you're going to learn, but you've got 4 weeks with me, okay? So I'm going to choose, have you had any work experiences before? Describe any of your jobs. Well, that might describe the most impressive moment of your life. I'm going to choose that one, Control C. And here is one. Dr. Priscilla. So this one is describe, it's not number 8 in the list, it's in the, number 8 in the list of what I was just looking at. So that 8 has nothing to do with anything. Describe the most impressive moment in your life, okay? Now, the thing that I'm going to think about, I'm taking longer than 15 seconds because I want you to understand what I'm doing. I'm going to describe the most impressive moment in my life. The most impressive moment in my life, was when I got married and when I had my son. That's what my impressive moments are. So I'm gonna put marriage and son. That's all that I put on my paper. You only have 45 seconds, so you can't write in complete sentences. I need to have 2 things. A transitional phrase is something like, however, for this reason, in addition, firstly, secondly, although. Shady, can you give me an example of a transitional word?
In addition to.
Perfect. Nabila, can you give me one?
We can write first and second. We can use it as transition.
Okay. Which one you're going to use? Firstly, secondly?
First, marriage, and second, having a baby.
Just one word, though. Just one word. Firstly or secondly?
No, I didn't get you.
Okay. Shady gave me, what did you give me, Shady?
In addition to.
Okay, that's a transitional phrase. I want you to give me one transitional phrase, Nabila.
One, okay. Also.
Although? Okay. Sarah?
Moreover.
Moreover. Aisha?
What's more?
What's more? Remember what your word is, because I'm not writing it down. Okay. Now, that is a transitional phrase. A phrasal verb typically is something like go over, do over, move over, up on, down below. Do you understand what phrasal verbs are? No?
Oh yes, that's verbs accompanied by like preposition or expression that's changed its original meaning entirely.
Very good. So we need to have a phrasal verb. So stop sharing. Okay, think of a phrasal verb. I'm going to show you some phrasal verbs. And I want you to choose one along with the other word that you just chose. Okay. So, phrasal verbs. You see my screen of phrasal verbs?
Yes.
Okay, I want you to choose a phrasal verb from this list. Choose a phrasal verb. Each of you will choose one. Let me know when you have it.
Okay. Pick up.
Okay.
You take mine.
Oh, you can use the same one. You can use the same
Find
one.
out.
Okay. Katie?
Look after.
Okay. Does
Make
everyone?
sure. Make
Which
sure
one?
of.
What is it?
Make sure of.
Is that one up there?
Yes.
Okay.
Make sure
All
of.
right. All right. So you've got your phrasal verb, you've got your transitional phrase, and you've got your now choose an academic vocabulary word. Any word that has 3 syllables or more.
Sorry again, Dr. Priscilla. What just you had said?
Any word that has 3 syllables or more, like beautiful, wonderful, academic, satisfactory. Just one.
Fabulous.
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 Fabulous is good.
Hateful.
What is the word?
Hateful.
Is that 2 syllables or 3?
I think so.
I think it's 2. Sounds like 2.
Experience.
Experience is good. Shady, you can use vicarious.
Yes, I can use interesting, fascinating, admiring.
Okay, very good. Try not to use all 3 with ing though, but it's okay, but try not to use all ings. Everybody got their word? Does everyone have their words? Yes? Okay,
Yes.
now we're coming back and you can work on this. It's okay if you don't quite get it. Oh, my board is still here. Good. So I'll add something else to my board now. I thought it would disappear. So we're going to put in P, one in black though. P, P, A, T. What do you think that stands for? What do you think it stands for? Can you see what I'm writing?
Yes.
Okay, so now when you have your 45 seconds, I don't know if you can really see it, but
Yeah.
I got my two topics. Then I got my PAT, PAT, okay? So that is all of, this is about the only amount of time that you have to write. Your 2 things and PAT. All right. So now, what was my thing that I was supposed to talk about? Let me see what I was going to talk about. Describe the most important things, describe the most important moment in my life. All right, here's my 15 seconds. Okay, it took me 10 seconds. So my 2 ideas are going to be marriage and son. A PAT, my phrasal verb is up on. I didn't write the on, but I know it's up on. My academic vocabulary is wonderful. I didn't have to write it out because I knew what I was going to say. And my transitional phrase is although. You don't have to write down up on, wonder, although. You just need to remember that you're going to say Pat. All right, so now I'm going to talk about my prompt. I'm not thinking about anything, I'm just watching the clock. Describe the most impressive moment in your life. The most impressive moment in my life was when I was proposed to by my husband and we were married. The second most impressive thing in my life was my wonderful son. I don't know how I could have made it through this life without having the son that I have, because my husband was up on everything. He made everything good for us. Although I'm not married now, I still have good memories of my marriage. I use my although, wonderful, up on, and I mentioned my marriage and my son. Do you see? And I didn't feel rushed to say it. It was just, it is. Now, the ones that you've practiced with already, I want you to take as much time as you can or as much time as you need and use your phrasal verb, your academic vocabulary, and your transitional phrase. Who would like to go first?
Yes, I want to be
Okay,
first.
Sarah.
Well, I will take for 15 minutes.
No.
Okay.
You don't need the 15 seconds.
Okay. I'm going today to talk about two things that impressive me, impressive my life. The first one is my graduation. When I graduated,
Are you giving me something? Are you giving me something new?
okay.
Not something new.
Okay. Let's just start over. I'm sorry.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm going to talk about one of the impressive things that happened to me. It is my abortion. My abortion was 4 years ago. I lost my baby, and I was so sad. Moreover, I lost my job because I didn't have a sick leave for that. So it was a terrible experience, and I found out that life is really doesn't need a lot of stress. And
Okay, thank you. Okay. All right. Well, you had a lot of ahs, but you're practicing, so it's good. And and I don't, when you say that you had an abortion, was it because you chose to have an abortion, like you just didn't want the baby, or was it because it was a health thing?
accidental. Yes, it's accidental. Not
And they still call
not
those
planned.
they call those abortions, or is it a miscarriage?
No, it was for 4 months. I think it's a abortion, not miscarriage.
Okay. Okay. All right. Who would like to go next?
Okay, I can try. Okay, now, okay. Today I want to tell you the most impressive moment in my life. That when I get married with my husband, it was the most thing changed my life because
Is this a new topic or the old topic? You're supposed to be talking about the
marriage. You told me talking about marriage or son. Do you want to change the topic or
that was my
same topic?
That was my topic.
Okay. You want me another topic?
I want you to talk about National Geographic or something. And Aisha, you're going to talk about.
It is.
Okay, I'm not really sure what you're going to talk about. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. Okay, today I would like to tell you about the most impressive moment in my life. Is when I achieved my goal to join the faculty of medicine. It was my dream to be a doctor, to help the people. It was so interesting for me. Also, when I joined some charity groups at which I can help the poor people, because at this time I
Okay.
find.
Okay. Thank you. All right. Aisha,
Yes. Yes.
you may begin.
Okay. The most impressive moment in my life, it was when I 11 years old, when I travel alone. It was like a fabulous trip, and I was looked after by the security. I think it is good to have this trip. I don't know.
Okay. So you still had like 10 seconds. Shady.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Yes, I'd like to talk about two impressive moments in my life. The first one, when I have traveled outside Egypt, it was an incentive trip in my work. When I traveled to South Africa, where I can see nature, where I can see elephants and lions. The second one, when I got promoted in my work as a sales manager, it is an unforgettable time when you feel that you are really appreciated and
Okay.
achieve your goals.
Okay. Thank you. All right. So I may have misunderstood. I may not have said it correctly or whatever, but I wanted you to stay with the topic that you had and use those tenets that I gave you. So this is what I need you to do. You can send this to me whenever you have it. You can just send it to me in an email or messenger, but I want you to write 4 sentences, just straight sentences. Don't practice the sentences. Just send me 4 sentences about a topic. I'll send you a topic. I'll send you a topic and I want you to write 4 sentences about this topic. Then I'm going to tell you exactly what I want you to, well, not exactly what I want you to say, but I want you to send me 4 sentences. You got your 4 sentences, right? I mean, in your head. That's what, maybe I should just write it down. I'll write it down. Assignment, okay? 1, write 4 sentences on the topic. Let me just go ahead and give you a topic now. Let's go to a topic. Okay, this one says, which study method do you prefer, online or traditional classroom? That's what you're going to answer. You need to give me 4 sentences. And the 4 sentences that I'm going to ask you to give me, I want you to write them as best as you can. If your spelling is wrong, that's okay. Don't worry about that. Write 4 sentences on the topic. Number 2, write down your PAT. Remember what PAT stands for: phrasal verb, academic vocabulary, and transitional phrases. 3, Send this to me as written text. Then 4, record your voice reading your 4 sentences. Okay, so this is what I want you to do. I want you to write 4 sentences on the topic. Which study method do you prefer? Online courses or traditional courses? It might sound something like, I'm not going to, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not going to give you a sentence. I'm going to give you sentences on my most impressive moment in my life. Sentence number 1. The day I got married was an impressive day. The day I had my son was an impressive day. 3, whatever sentence I want to come up with, and then a 4th sentence. So you need to have 4 complete sentences for your topic. Do you understand? Number 2, make sure you write down underneath that, what phrasal verbs are you going to use? You don't have to use the phrasal verbs in your sentence. I just want to know what phrasal verbs you're going to use. I'm going to show you how to use the phrasal verb. I don't want you to worry about the phrasal verb. Just give me a phrasal verb. I want you to give me a academic vocabulary, which is 3 syllables or more. And finally, I want you to give me a transitional phrase. If it goes into your sentences, your 4 sentences, that's fine, but you don't have to do that. Then I want you to record your voice reading your 4 sentences. If your 4 sentences, if you're reading and you have to say an ah, you need to record again. It should be a perfect sentence because I need you to practice fluency and not incorrect. And I don't want to keep listening to it because you're sending it to me. Make sure that it is a perfect sentence. So your sentence wouldn't be, one of the important moments in my life was when I married. There's an ah in there, so that's wrong. One important part of my life is being married. One important part, and that was grammatically incorrect, but I still said it without the ah. Okay? Any questions about what you should do for homework?
No.
And you can send this to me as many times as you need to, but it needs to be correct. It needs to not have any ahs in it. So I'm here as often as you want to.
Dr. Priscilla.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Sorry, I have a question. If I want to ask you if these 4 sentences that is enough for this 45 or does this is just a beginning? I mean, how many sentences should be practiced for this 45 seconds?
4.
Okay.
Because you're having difficulty getting 2. So let's go with 4 sentences. We may not use the 4 sentences, but I'm sure we will. We'll use something. But I want you to, I'm training you now for the marathon. Right now, this is the sprint. When you can do 1 sentence correctly, another sentence correctly, and another sentence correctly, and another sentence correctly. Okay?
Okay.
I'd like to ask Sam one question.
Yes, please.
I have a question.
Okay, what is your question?
Can we search?
Okay, so Aisha, I'm not hearing you. What is your question, Aisha?
Okay, I was asking 4 sentences. Yes.
Yeah, 4 sentences.
It's okay to search about the vocabulary and everything in the sentence, or just in
your head.
in my mind.
Just in your mind. Just in your mind. Something that you can easily say. Aisha, which study method do you prefer? Just answer me. Tell me, which study method do you prefer, online or off?
Okay. I love to study biochemistry.
No. I didn't ask you about that. You understand the question. Which do you prefer? Do you prefer to study online or in the classroom?
Okay. Okay.
Nabila, do you?
I prefer to study. Okay, I prefer to study traditional, on traditional class.
Okay, that is one sentence. Now you need to come up with 3 more.
Okay.
Now, a sentence, please.
I prefer to study online.
Perfect. Sarah, one sentence.
Traditional studying is more interactive.
Okay, that is not a sentence though.
I think
Why?
traditional. I think traditional class is more interactive and useful.
Very good. Shady. One
I
sentence.
I have a question. Why
No, no,
is the
Aisha,
why the sentence of
Aisha, shh, Shady.
I prefer to study online.
Very good. All I want you to do, don't try to understand anything, Aisha. Just write 4 sentences. Just write 4 sentences.
No, I was asking why the sentence of the Sarah was incorrect.
I think Sarah should be able to tell you because she was able to correct it. Sarah will tell you that. Thank you, guys. I have another class that's already in session. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.